Hey, Dan Bibbo, Pete Barry here. No, you're not through with us yet. I understand we still don't have your last expense report. We need your sales reports. We need your rolled steel motor targets, uh, market share by zip code in alphabetical order, everything. Well, there's no more of that, Dan. I'm sure, thankful to be done with that chapter and moving on to the next. And I was reflecting, I had the pleasure of hiring Dan and welcoming him to the WEG team back in June of 2003, which seems to me like yesterday, but it was a long time ago, and I still found the original resume that Dan gave me at that time, and I'm reminded that not only did he have a great career here at WEG, but over 40 years, 42 years in the industry, starting with Reliance Electric back in 1981. And even prior to that, somehow you got into a little company called Mayfriend International. I bet you knew somebody there that got you in because I don't think you would have been hired otherwise. So I remember as a young area manager having the pleasure to hire Dan, and it was really a great honor for me to be able to bring somebody on from a great company, I think, Reliance Electric, and somebody with such great experience. And I remember wanting to learn from Dan, and I did a lot of joint calls with him, and I learned a lot about sales myself by riding with Dan. I can remember one day, and we were at a company. Dan, I think it was TLT Babcock in Akron, Canton, or one of those places over there, and the call wasn't going very well for us. We didn't really have any good opportunities, and I remember Dan kept on asking questions and questions and questions to the point I said, I think, Dan, we just ought to go. And Dan asked the last question, and the floodgates came loose, and we found out all this information that was great to have. And it was a learning experience for me about the power of asking questions and listening rather than selling. And that was great. And after not so long, and I can't remember what year it was, Dan, I can't remember what year it was, but it was the territory grew, and we established the North Central region, and we put together a territory there, an area, and promoted Dan to area manager. And I have to say, I think this is where Dan really excelled with WEG and built an amazing team. And when I think of the team that Dan built, we didn't have any turnover that I can remember anyway. And I really racked my brain on this. Nobody ever quit Dan Bibbo because Dan supported people. Sometimes I may have thought a little bit too protective of his people, but he was also very good at holding his people accountable. They all knew what they had to do, but they also knew that Dan had their back, and he was going to support them. And the North Central team would walk through walls for Dan, and they all excelled. And we had people retire for sure. Unfortunately, we had one person pass before their time, but really nobody left. And those people that worked for Dan excelled. Today they're being promoted. Dan was able to name his successor, who's fantastic, who worked under the guidance of Dan, and certainly learned a lot about leadership from Dan, and I did indeed as well. So I think Dan left a big mark on WEG, a big mark on the industry, and did it by being really a decent person. And it was never about Dan. It was always about the company, and it was always about his people. And that's a great lesson in business. So we're so grateful for everything, Dan, that you've done for the company. You leave not only your accomplishments, but you leave a great legacy in the people that you developed that will be there are now, and will continue to grow with the company and be the leadership of the future. And that's doing more than just the role of an area manager. It's developing people for the good of the company, and we certainly appreciate it. I hope you enjoy your retirement. Last I heard, you may have been teaching children, and God bless those kids. I don't know if they can handle it, but I'm sure you're being nice to them. And if you ever need any part-time sales work, you know where to reach us. I hope you enjoy this day with your family and your friends, and reflect back on a job well done, a job that you can be proud of, and you'll be making further contributions in this next chapter of your life. So thanks again for everything, Dan. Pleasure to work with you. Sorry I couldn't be there. I would like to be, but maybe I'll bump into you next time I'm in Cleveland. Thanks, Dan, and thanks all. Well done.